Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AIM's Polite English. Today, we're diving into something that will instantly make you sound more fluent and professional. We're going to transform your basic English vocabulary into advanced English. Are you ready to level up your language skills for daily conversation, the office, or even your IELTS exam? Let's get started. First up, instead of just saying look, try using observe. For example, don't just say look at the stars. You could say let's observe the constellations tonight. It implies a more careful and detailed way of looking. It's about paying close attention. So next time you're watching something intently, remember to use observe. Similarly, we often use the word see. A great alternative is perceive. See is about what your eyes physically take in, but perceive is about how your brain interprets it. For instance, instead of I see things differently, you could say, I perceive the situation from a different perspective. This adds a layer of understanding and awareness to your statement. Let's talk about movement. We all walk, but what if you're taking a leisurely walk? You can say stroll. We walked in the park is fine. But we strolled through the park paints a much clearer, more relaxed picture. It suggests a slow, pleasant pace without a specific destination in mind. It's a fantastic word to describe a relaxing afternoon. And what about the opposite of walking? Run. But if you're running very fast for a short distance, the word you're looking for is sprint. A runner might run a marathon, but they will sprint to the finish line. So instead of I had to run to catch the bus, you could say I had to sprint to catch the bus. It adds a sense of urgency and speed. Now, for communication we all talk, but in a more formal or serious discussion, you can use Converse. Let's talk about the project becomes. Let's converse about the project details. Converse implies a more meaningful exchange of ideas, making it perfect for professional settings. And when you're speaking, instead of say, you can use utter. He didn't say a word can be elevated to, he didn't utter a single syllable. Utter often emphasizes the act of speaking itself, especially when it's difficult or significant. It adds a dramatic flair to your sentence. Let's move on to daily actions. We eat our food, but a more formal and scientific term is consume, while eat is perfectly normal for everyday use. Consume works well in contexts about diet, health, or economics. For example, humans consume a lot of processed food. It sounds more analytical. Likewise, we drink liquids. The advanced alternative is ingest. Ingest is a broader term that means to take any substance into the body, whether by swallowing or absorbing it. So, while you drink water, you might say, it's dangerous to ingest that chemical. It's often used in a more scientific or medical context. How about our thoughts? Instead of think, you can use contemplate. Thinking can be a quick, casual process. Contemplating suggests deep, serious, and prolonged thought. I need to think about your offer becomes I need to contemplate your offer. It shows you're giving the matter serious consideration. When you're making a plan, especially a detailed one for business or a complex project, the word strategize is much more powerful. Let S plan, our marketing approach, can be upgraded to let S strategize our new marketing campaign. Strategize implies creating a careful, long-term plan to achieve a specific goal. In the workplace, we often help each other. A more professional way to say this is facilitate. Help can mean doing the work for someone. Facilitate means to make a process or action easier for them to do themselves. So, as a manager, you don't just help your team. You facilitate their success by providing the necessary resources. We all go through change, but a significant, fundamental change is a transformation. The caterpillar doesn't just change, it transforms into a butterfly. So, instead of the company went through a big change, you could say, the company underwent a complete transformation. It highlights the scale and impact of the change. When something comes to an end, you can say it concludes. The meeting will end at 5 p.m. sounds much more formal as the meeting will conclude at 5 p.m. Conclude is the perfect word for finishing reports. Presentations, meetings, or events in a formal context. And for the opposite, instead of begin, use initiate. Let's begin the project becomes let's initiate the project. Initiate means to cause a process or action to start. It carries a sense of formality and taking the first official step, making it great for business and formal announcements. When you find something, especially through exploration or by chance, a more exciting word is discover. You don't just find a new restaurant, you discover it. Columbus discovered America. It implies finding something new, unknown, or unexpected. It adds a sense of adventure to your language. We often have to choose between options. A more formal and deliberate way to say this is select. Choose can be impulsive, but select implies careful consideration. I need to choose a new phone is casual. The committee will select the best candidate after the interviews is professional. We also try to keep things in a certain state. A better word for this, especially in a professional or technical context, is maintain. You don't just keep the garden looking nice. You maintain it. We need to maintain a high level of quality. It implies continuous effort and care. When you need to explain something in more detail, the perfect word is elaborate. If someone says, "Can you explain that?" you can respond with, "Certainly, I'd be happy to elaborate." It specifically means to add more detail to what has already been said, making your communication clearer and more thorough. Instead of just show, you can use the word exhibit. A museum doesn't just show art, it exhibits it. She showed signs of fear can be rephrased as she exhibited signs of fear. Exhibit means to display something, especially a quality or a feeling, in a public or noticeable way. And finally, our last word. Instead of hide, you can use conceal. Hide can be a simple physical act, like hiding behind a door. Conceal often implies an intention to keep something secret and can be used for physical objects or abstract things like feelings. He tried to conceal his disappointment. It sounds more sophisticated and intentional, and there you have it. 20 basic words transformed into advanced vocabulary that will make you sound smarter and more professional. Practice using these in your daily conversations, writing, and at work, and you'll see a huge difference. If you enjoyed these tips and want to keep improving your English, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Ames Polite English. Also, click that bell icon so you never miss a new lesson. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and I'll see you in the next video.